We welcome you to Bermuda Sports Network and the Bermuda School Sports Federation's Middle School Boys All-Star Final here at the National Sports Center. In the match that just concluded in the primary school boys final, it was the East 2-0 over the West. And for those of you trying to determine who's wearing what out there, just like cup match, the East will be blue throughout the night and the West will be in red. Right now, the East trying to get something going as we quickly give you the lineups. First, the Western squad. Once again, in the red, number 14, Javid Warren Smith, from one of the 5 players from TN Tatum. Azara Simons, also TN Tatum. Kamali Davis, Nelson Carpenter, and Taekwon Parent-Chief. The 5 players from Sands Middle School are Taziko Harris, Kieron Wilson, Haley Eve, Jade Morrissey. The 3 from Saltus Grammar, Kashai Smith, Dylan Powell, and Tyree Nasakir. The 4 from Warwick Academy, Jonathan Hutchkins, Cameron Bell, Samuel McKittrick, and Brian Darling. And now the lineup for the East: 4 from Delwood Middle School, Mateo Turner, Jacoa Thomas, Akeem Johnston, and Brenton Davis, the goalkeeper. The 1 from Monson Agnes, Travis Boyles. 2 from Summersfield Academy, Darius Tucker and Shamori Simons. The 4 from Clearwater are Aaron Burgess, Zion Smith, Kenton Oatley, and Stefan Dill. As we see a chance here, oh, right there. It's still there. Oh, cleared off the line. The West had a chance to go up early in this middle school boys final. We're under 2 minutes and the ball was cleared right off the line. Continuing quickly with the Clearwater Middle School group: Zion Smith once again, Kenton Otley, Stephen Dill, Tajay Burchell. From Whitney, Sharif Hayward, Whitney, Casey Green, Jazario Brimmer, and Tyree Robinson. Richard Todd is the coach for the East, and Roxal John for the West. Also, we always take out a moment to say hello to the sick and shut in on this cool January evening, and also welcoming to the commentary booth Macy O'Dill, and we'll also introduce you to one of our rookies coming on board, Ashley Fubler, a little in the program. But Maceo?
Good afternoon, Mike. Good to be back. It's been a long time.
End-to-end action here.
A lot of these young players here form part of the Bermuda National Academy, so I will be quite familiar with some of them. So it's going to be interesting to see them from this perspective.
Sure. I mean, not too long ago, we were watching several of these players in action during the knockout finals when they were representing their schools. And so quite a few of them, the names appear to be familiar here. But here's a corner kick for the East. In swinger, oh, excellent corner kick there.
Jade Morrison, goalkeeper. He's part of the Bermuda National Academy. Very good take. Excellent goal wide. Can he stop it? Track it. Did a good shot. There's Aaron Burgess here. He's one to watch for the future. He's part of the Bermuda National Academy. He's done a lot of good work overseas.
That's Johnston right there, Akeem Johnston. Johnston again, being watched very closely down there by Kieron Wilson, straight to the keeper.
Burgess is actually going to be one of the go-to guys today. The tall man there is Nico. It's amazing to see him up in front. He usually plays at the back of the National Academy, but it's good to see these guys in other positions and see what they can do in other positions. Just what, like, quickly, Mike, while we've got this buzz going around, send a shout out to Nicky Val. He's doing an excellent job out there in the UK. He's actually scored again today. So I just want to send a quick shout out to him.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's not only doing wonders for himself and Bradford City Bantams, but he's also putting Bermuda once again on the map, as was the case with Kyle Lipwin, Sean Goder, and Clyde Bunny Best. And if he scored again today, as you just stated, the 3 championship clubs, Leeds, Huddersfield, and I think it's one other one there, they're going to be really keeping a close eye on him. And in speaking with a gentleman who was here not too long ago, DeVar Boyles, one of his childhood coaches, he's not surprised to see Wells perform and excel at that level.
He seems to have adjusted mentally to the culture of the UK. He's always had to steal. I'm quite different a bit from Sean Goder. Sean Goder was more in the box approacher. He scored a lot of goals. Wells has got the ability to from outside the box. He's got a vicious shot on him, so he's got a little bit more activity. If that might look trouble.
Oh, trying to get a shot off there was Tyree Robinson.
That was actually earlier in his career. Wells early in his career, he's got the advantage of publicity. He's played some big clubs and scored.
Very big clubs, Aston Villa and Arsenal, and who's Wigan, I think is the other.
Yes, Wigan's the other.
Yeah. All right, here we go, another corner for the East. Headed clear there by Samori Simons.
Yeah, Samori a vicious shot.
Just wide. Judging from the flags there, it's the East that will be utilizing the win in the first half.
Yeah.
And so, even though the best opportunity during this opening 8 minutes or so has fallen to the West, most of the play or possession has been achieved here by the East.
Yeah. Should be a good match. A lot of kids will be familiar with each other, either through their schooling or through the National Academy. So they're comfortable. We should be in for a show today.
These are the All-Stars, the best of the best. And they're just about at that age where scouts become interested. And they like to take a look and see and spot talent at an early age.
A lot of good things through the National Academy with DeVar Boyles when he was in charge of it, and things they were going to be looking to continue on is that a lot of these kids, at their ages of 14 and 15 are going away to prep schools. Bermuda's got a lot of kids now away in prep schools, and they're coming back with very good mentalities and attitudes. So it looks good. And look at the strength. Look at the strength of Aaron Burgess. He just glides across. He's such a strong boy.
He's the go-to guy.
He's definitely going to be the go-to guy. You're going to see a lot of him today.
Yep. Is that the Burgess family, Hamilton Parish?
That's the Burgess family, Hamilton Parish. His father is Philip Burgess.
Mm-hmm.
Phillips did a lot of work with him over the years.
Nigel, the goalkeeper.
Nigel, yes. Phillips did a lot of work with Aaron over the years. He's got him. He's exposed him. In the U.S. He's made a name for himself in the U.S. as well. Yeah, and it's still only the tender age of 14, I believe.
Yeah, he shows a lot of composure on the ball. Here comes the East once again. That's Robinson over there trying to flick inside, trying to go inside to Boyles. Oh, a little bit of a push there. He got away with it. That's the tall striker for the West.
And this striker, he can open his legs up. I can tell you, he can open. He's got some pace about him.
That's Harris.
Yes, that's Ezekiel Harris.
Here's Harris once again. And they're going to keep a close eye on him because he's got 4 to 5 inches on most players.
Oh yeah,
He's a very tall youngster indeed.
Every time I see him in training, I say they're getting shorter and shorter, man. So I just make a little joke of him, but
Yeah.
I got to keep nice with him because he's bigger than me. So.
How many minutes are we playing for the half? We're now in the 10th minute of this middle school All-Star final here at the National Sports Center, and scoreless. Referee calling play there. Free kick for the West. Still to come is the senior school girls final, as well as the grand finale, the senior school boys final. And you're watching it on Bermuda Sports Network.
And long baller, the keeper off his line. He's taking out his defender. That's the type of keeper I like. He's came for the ball and he didn't stop anybody that was in the way. He was taking them with him. Long kick into the center field.
Headed out there by Parent Chief, Taekwon Parent Chief, in the center there for the West.
And Harley is going to be one to watch for the West. He's got some tenacity about him. He's definitely going to be one to watch today for the West, along with R.A. Simmons. Vicious shot on goal.
That was Javid Warren Smith, and he was truly outstanding during the knockout finals. He's not afraid to pull the trigger, Maceo.
I see that.
Zion Smith. Oh, here comes the West once again.
And that's Harley.
Brian Darling. Brian Darling.
Good save by the keeper. Good save. Yeah, Zion Smith has been controlling that midfield for the East. He's one to watch as well. He goes to the Clearwater Middle School.
He's been, and they were double winners during the knockout finals under Coach Painter.
Yes, and he played a big part in that. Mateo Turner wanted to play as a ball to the back. It's cut out by the fence. And Aaron looks to bring it down. He's trying to work a chance. Just got the ball caught between his feet.
Yep, 13 minutes down in this first half of the middle school boys final, and still scoreless. We can see down there Robinson is really controlling his area in the right side, and there's Burgess. He's like you said, Maceo, he's the go-to guy.
Yeah, you're just gonna see a lot of that ball today. This is another player I love, man. That's little Sam McKittrick of Work Academy. He's very tenacious. I've had the pleasure of working with him at my days at North Village.
That's right, Maceo. So you would have a pretty good eye for most of these youngsters coming through the ranks.
Yeah, this is the age group that I've been working with over the years. So I've seen most of them play. I understand most of their habits and their ways.
Okay, here we see the East trying to get something going. Obviously, it's Burgess again.
He's just trying to get free.
Yeah, being watched very closely by Harris.
Yeah, they wouldn't know the trouble.
Brian Darling over here on the left side for the West. They're also feeding him quite a bit, but he's being watched very closely by Akeem Johnston. Johnston preparing to take the throw. Down the line, looking for the go-to guy. Burgess
Burgess just doing a little bit too much in there. He's been robbed. Just a little bit too much. And this could be dangerous. This could be dangerous.
Excuse me, I said earlier it was Brian Darling on the left flank for the West. In fact, it is Haley Eve out there. I mean, his shorts almost as big as him, but I mean, he's a skillful player.
He is. Yeah. He's also one of the National Academy players. This could be trouble, Mike. Good cover.
Oh, yeah. 2-on-1 out there. They're watching very closely Shamari Simons. Two of the West players as they come out looking to go wide again to Eve. But here comes the East.
Zion Smith is on it again. He's a neat little player.
Turns it inside, and ooh, a long effort there from Johnston. Straight to the keeper. Johnston sends it back. Coming up with it down there is Robinson. Turns it inside. Oh, one too many. One too many touches. We're in the 17th minute and still scoreless of this middle school boys All-Star final. Oh, the flag goes up. Burchell down there.
Yes, Tajay Burchell, another one of the National Academy players.
Throw in to the West. As we stated earlier, the East will have the wind behind them the first half, and the West will have the wind behind them, obviously, in the second half. Spreading it about.
Mateo Turner, and back out to the left to Jacoa. Quickly closed down by McKittrick. Samuel looks to go across. Very good defended by Jacoa. Aurier just puts the ball up in the air because they know they have the height of Tarico Harris there up the front.
Here comes the East once again. Burgess, the name that we've been calling already for the first 20 minutes of the match. Well, 18 at least. Oh, well done. Johnston now.
Both teams just struggling to get any rhythm to the game. Well mastered by Mateo Turner.
Harris.
You're not going to want to let Harris start to open up his legs and get a shot.
There's Eve out there flicking it inside to Harris. Oh, quickly onto him. It looks like Burgess. Is that him? Oh, he's all over the field.
He is, and a wonderful ball over the back of defense. Closed on by the West. That was great speed and great covering.
Parachi, Taekwon Parachi. Center back. Putting up the center back, 15. Late whistle on Burgess there.
Just a little overzealous on that tackle. He kicked right through. Aurier.
Oh, ambitious effort right there from Javid Warren Smith. I told you earlier, Maceo, he's not afraid to pull the trigger from 30 yards.
He's looking to pull the trigger at every opportunity. Interesting to see what happens is he gets himself a little closer to goal.
And you know, earlier you touched on a very important issue where we're all so proud of Nakeem Wells, but these youngsters attending middle school, they know about his feats and his accomplishments right now. And not to say that money is everything, but he's only been out there a few seasons and they're talking £1 million already.
Yes.
And that's an incentive for some of these youngsters to do well.
Incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, most things I find of youngsters, if they can see it, they can get it. You know, but they have to believe that, you know, they can get there. And you know, the key routes is an obvious connection to it for us. You know, it's an obvious connection. I mean,
and the beauty of technology today, Bradford City at one time, we probably would have said, okay, Bradford City, but now to be able to watch it, all of the matches, follow it daily on the computer.
I mean, with these youngsters this time, in my generation, it was Sean Gooder that provided us motivation. So now they've got someone in the key routes to provide their motivation to make their dreams a bit bigger. You know, and we also got Jonte Smith out there, the son
of Clay Smith.
That's doing well, you know. So it looks good. I mean, I work with the National Academy and, you know, and the national team, and on any given occasion, we now have 8 to 9 overseas players coming in, and you could just see the quality and the attitude, you know, being much higher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we're getting great exposure.
Sure. Comes the West once again, working on this touchline. No doubt. Harris is up there, but the offside flag goes up.
Offside a bit.
Yeah, Harris a bit eager there. You notice most of the action for the West is here on the left side, where it's coming from Eve.
Yeah.
They like to feed Eve here on the left, and Eve likes to go to the big man in the center, Harris.
Exactly.
Here's that center back, Parent Chief, I believe. He has to be careful.
A little one. He recovered well. He's got such great speed. He recovered well.
To Johnston. Laying it back for Burgess. It's still East up there. Trying to tee up for it. And now a quick counter by the West. Cut out nicely there by, I believe, Johnston.
We got Boyles there, Travis Boyles, son of Timmy Boyles. Travis, I coach him at the National Academy as well. He reminds me of the late Charlie Emery. His style and play, that's what he reminds me of. He hasn't been able to show you the power of his shot yet, but watch if he's able to get himself a shot in this game.
Sure.
And the power that he possesses. He loves to score goals.
Smith now. KC Smith over there. He's doing wonders for the midfield for the West, wearing number 6 with his orange boots. He's having a pretty good first half as well. Throw in far side for the West. Once again, we look at the clock. We're in the 23rd minute and still scoreless in this middle school boys All-Star final here, 2013 at the National Sports Center. We like to take out a moment and also thank our sponsors, Lindo's, for making it all possible. And still to come, once again, the senior boys and girls All-Star finals. There's the throw in. Trying to go long, but cut out. Now they come wide over here to Boyles. Boyles turns it inside.
That's good trade by Boyles, and he's going to be looking to get in position for score.
Too long for Burgess there.
Burgess just didn't adjust his power.
I mean, he sent that across like a first division player. I mean,
his technique
he's ahead of his time.
Yeah, his technique is actually the trouble that his father is actually having right now is that because he's so dominant in his age group, you know, looking to play him up age groups so he gets his proper competition, because he's actually ahead of his peer group. He can score 2 and 3 goals every week, and starts to get a bit boring for him.
You got to keep him challenged.
Yeah, now the challenge is to find, you know, appropriate challenges for him.
There's some action over there. Shamori Simons, were unable to keep it in play. He's appealing for the corner, and he's successful. So another corner for the East. This is about their 3rd or 4th corner in the exact spot over there. We're in the 25th minute. but it hasn't paid any dividends. Still scoreless.
Both teams just starting to find a little bit of the rhythm.
Oh, yeah. Another corner. You know, I'm wondering why they switched up and went to a lefty over there with the ball swinging away from the goal when earlier I saw a kicker right-footed swinging it into the net. And now they've opted to go to number 3, Jacoa Thomas. And is moving it out. Ooh. Excellent opportunity there by Zion Smith. Here he is again. Oh, just over the top.
One thing I find about working with these group of players that we're got to pay a lot more attention to is their socializing and communication on the field. You know, that's an area that is lacked. You know, and I think it has a lot to do with the environment that they grow up on, that most times there's either coaches or parents or fans shouting at them what to do all the time, so they don't develop that ability to socialize and tell each other what to do on the field. You know, so that's something in our country that we're going to work on, that these kids talk to each other, and simple instructions like man on or drop out or turn out, they don't really give each other that information as much, you know, as much as is needed. And that's something that we're going to work on. And like I said, I think it's a problem of our football environment, you know, when they're 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, where so much screaming going on by parents and coaches that they just listen to that information rather than giving each other information.
While you were passing on that valuable knowledge there, you see McKittrick going long, but also coming on moments ago was Dylan Powell came on and replaced Casey Smith. Going wide. Oh, the flag goes up.
Definitely Issa got the lion's share possession. They got all the pressure, but unable to really craft a clear-cut chance.
Now, you know football, Maceo. You know what happens when you don't put away your chances.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Burgess again. Back here to Johnston. Flicks it wide. Oh, he was looking for Boyles. Oh, Harris. But it's the East that come up with it again. Over there again is Boyles. Travis Boyles going down the line. And Burgess is hacked down. Watched very closely there by number 10, Kamali Davis.
Yes, they're not going to give him a whole lot of space.
Obviously, they know each other. And
they definitely do.
No chances taken here.
So these boys at the age where bragging rights become very, very important. So as they go in school and in their clubs, and you know, bragging rights are on the line. So that's going to up the ante in this game. This looks like a dangerous corner.
McKittrick gets a boot on it. Eve is chasing. Unable to keep it in play. Throw in to the East.
Coach just realized that he's way out of position from taking that free kick. So he's finding a way to get himself back in his position.
Okay. McKittrick is there.
Tajay,
very nice.
Good control by Tajay. He can play in such tight areas, and he puts you on the delightful course.
Skims off the head of Bell, and it will be a corner on the far side.
Yeah.
Cameron Bell did well to get it out of his goal mouth. Fortunately, he gave up another corner over there.
Yeah, I know these guys were well instructed by Richard Check Todd. He's actually the new technical director at the BFA. So he's charged his charge with improving our football.
We were talking about Boyles earlier. You see DeVar Boyles now.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to see my good friend DeVar Boyles out.
He reminds me so much of people like Andrew Bascom and Dennis Brown, and even Shaq Todd. They just love the game of football. Yes. Study it, eat, sleep, and drink football, unlike our cameraman.
Yeah, I have a little joke. I wonder how long Mr. Boyles is going to be able to stay away from the game. Yeah, I see him inching his way back around the game. Yeah. But our game needs people like that involved. You know, he's got such a wealth of knowledge.
We're now in the 30th minute 29 and a half to be exact, and still scoreless. This middle school boys All-Star final. It's All-Star Day here at the National Sports Center. Throw in to the east, once again, Akeem Johnson. Down the line, looking for Boyles, but Eve gets a hit on it. So Johnson advances a few meters. Down the line again, Boyles on the Eve, tries to clear. Burgess now showing his composure, lays it back to Johnson, who turns it into, headed out. The whistle goes, and there's the half. So after some 30 minutes of play in this middle school boys All-Star final, it's 0-0. Maceo comments on the half. Now the West will have the wind at their back in the second half.
I think the East will be kicking themselves because they had the lion's share possession. They haven't really been able to convert that into chances, and they had the Vienna system. So coming back out in the second half, and the West is actually going to be having the Vienna system. We're going to see what they're capable of.
Okay, so don't go anywhere. Still lots of soccer right here on Bermuda Sports Network.